Coach, would you mind swinging over this way? 'Cause
Sure.
you're kind of in the shade a little bit.
Okay.
So one more step kind of over here. Thank you. All right, you're good.
Well, you're working exclusively with the quarterbacks now. Is that a little bit of a change of pace? I know you work with the entire offense as a receivers coach, but a little bit different in meetings and things for you?
Yeah, it's a totally different group. It's only 4 guys rather than 14. Just a whole different breed of cat, but really a fun group of guys and really enjoy working with them.
I know Matt told me the other day he's not 100%, but he's looking really close to it. How has he progressed through fall camp, and does he look ready to go to you?
You know, he's about 2 weeks away. I think this is a perfect spot for him right now. He's made progress. He's better than he was at the beginning of camp, but still has some work to do before he's ready to really go out and help us win a football game.
Do you guys want him to be a little more cautious in the way he plays as far as taking hits and maybe not running as much, or does he have to play the same way?
Yeah, he has to play the same way. We never talk about those things. We want him to play fearless, go out there, be a great leader like he's been in the past, and contact's part of the game of football. He's going to get hit plenty in the first game and in the last game, so he's ready for it. He's spent a lot of time in the weight room. He's matured. He's much bigger and stronger than he's been. Close to holding his weight at about 2 1/4. So I think he'll be okay.
How important is it to have a guy like him who's not only the face of the offense right now, but really the face of this football program, and is a leader, a captain, and kind of the guy that you want running the show for you?
You know, he's such a great leader, such a hard worker. Comes in every day with a positive attitude, and it rubs off on the other quarterbacks. Then we come out here to the practice field, and every drill he does, he just brings a lot of excitement and enthusiasm. His leadership is probably one of the better guys I've been around, and hopefully he continues throughout the season.
You said he's doing better now than he was 2 weeks ago health-wise. What are some things that you're seeing out on the field that he's doing now that he maybe wasn't doing 2 weeks ago because of his health?
Yeah, he's just moving a lot quicker in the pocket now, moving his feet a lot better. He was very sore, I guess, at the beginning of camp. Hadn't been on his feet, hadn't pounded his feet on the hard turf day in and day out like he has been now, and he's doing really well.
When you're in a mini room with those 3 guys, all 3 are coaches' sons, and just a lot of experience with the game of football, does that make your job a little easier? That they can pick up things quicker than most guys?
Well, I don't know if it makes it easier. We just expect more, So we just try to give them advanced football every single day.
And what have you seen out of Gunnar, his progress? He kind of comes into camp as the number 2 now, and kind of a position you probably didn't expect to be in going into the summer.
You know, he's become more of a drop back quarterback. He's starting to keep his eyes downfield and read coverages, giving things time to develop rather than tucking the ball away after his first read. So he's moving on to a second read now, so that's progress.
I know he's going to probably have to play a few snaps here and there during the fall. You guys have always had 2 or 3 guys playing throughout the season. If the starter goes down, he hasn't really played in a game since high school. What do you tell a guy like that going into his first collegiate action 3 or 4 years after he's played his last football
Well,
game?
you know, this is what I tell him every single day: be ready, and that's really the way that we approach things. He's got to be mentally ready, physically ready. He can't go about preparing or acting like he's a backup quarterback. He has to act like he's 1 snap away from going in there, and I think he's done a pretty good job of that this camp.
And then how about Mason too?
Mason is really coming along. He's, hopefully in 2 weeks you can ask me or ask Coach the question. I think he's going to be close to ready to play. He's learned a lot of offense in the last 2 weeks. He's gotten a lot of reps, and then we do our rookie scrimmages after practice, and he gets extra work during that. That's always a benefit of being the freshman quarterback at Idaho. You get a little extra work every single day, and he's taken full advantage of it. I think today he was as sharp as he's been in my 2 weeks with him.
You look over that group of receivers, it's as talented and deep as it's ever been. Did you kind of miss working more with those guys and being in meetings with them, and just as far as the talent and the depth of that group right now?
Well, it's a great group of kids, and it looks like it's going to be a strong group of players. I talk to those guys every day. It's not like I've gone away from them. I'm in the same building with them every day. I see them on the same practice field. It's just somebody else is telling them what to do rather than me.
Great. Thanks.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
This guy couldn't have picked a better shirt to wear. I'm just hoping that this.
Could have picked a Niners shirt.
I'm hoping this music kind of creeps into the background here too. If you wouldn't mind taking kind of step over here, yeah, that'd be perfect. Gotcha. how you felt in the flow out there on the field. You know, obviously you said 2 weeks ago that you weren't 100%. Where do you think that you are right now in comparison to where you were 2 weeks ago?
I think I've taken a lot of steps forward in that process. I feel a lot better. I feel more comfortable moving around the pocket, getting out of the pocket. You know, I wasn't doing that a whole lot to start at camp, and I'm starting to progress and do that more and more. So I feel more mobile. I feel like you know, I feel like I'm starting to get my legs under me, and it's you know, since I got surgery, it's probably the best I've felt, and you know, my body feels good, my ankle feels good, so I'm ready to go.
Are you being any more cautious to make sure you don't take a step back, or are you kind of beyond that point by now?
I think, you know, as a player and a competitor, you can't think about that really when you're out there, when you're in the heat of, you know, everything and spur of the moment. You're just kind of out there to play. And, you know, if you're thinking about, if you're, you know, protecting yourself all the time, you're not going to play as well. So, you know, I try to go out there with the same mentality I've always played with, and, you know, that's what I've been trying to do, and keep that, you know, as we go forward.
Scrimmage tomorrow, what do you hope to accomplish as a group? I know Coach said that he wanted to see no turnovers. What do you want to see? I
think the same thing. Take care of the ball. Don't shoot ourselves in the foot. That's one of those things that, you know, we got to continue to get better at year after year. And, you know, from my first year to now, something I hope to continue to improve on along with everybody else. But I think the important thing tomorrow is really fine tune everything. Really, all that work we put in the last couple of weeks really come to fruition tomorrow, and see what we've been doing and see what we're capable of. You know, we're down a couple guys, but you know, it's part of the game. So we just the guys need to step up, get ready to go, and, you know, we'll see how we've progressed over the last couple of weeks.
For someone who hasn't gone through a rehab process like that, how would you kind of explain your timeline? And I know watching the guys play wasn't easy. How would you kind of explain the whole process?
You know, when we started, you know, I wasn't able to put pressure on it for a month after surgery. You know, you're you know, scooting along on a little scooter. You know, that's not very fun. You're in a boot for 2 months, and, you know, then you finally get it off, and you can barely walk. You haven't walked normal for a long time, and, you know, it's different. But, you know, with the hard part of the rehab process brings a lot of resiliency with that. And, you know, it's made me better. I got better at the mental aspect of the game. Learned a lot, you know, from being not really a coach, but being in that position where, you know, you're watching every play at different, you know, different perspectives. So that was good for me to really do over spring. And, you know, then in summer when I got back into it, you really sort of ease back into that process. And, you know, I feel great now. You know, it's been a long road, it's been a long journey, but, you know, every part of it's been worth it to get to this point, and I'm really excited for this year.
It seems like that would be as hard emotionally as it is physically.
It was, you know, a lot of ups and downs. You ride the emotional wave a little bit, emotional roller coaster through that time period, but it's just part of the gig. It's part of, you know, when I was told I was going to need surgery, I kind of knew what I was in for, and I kind of prepared myself for it. And, you know, you have your bad days and you have your good days, but, you know, once you know that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you know that, you know, all of your hard work's going to come and work out for you. It's, you know, it's all worth it.
You said on Twitter, I think Kellen Moore had reached out to you a few times. You spoke with him. What did he tell you during the process?
Always just keep your head up. Just keep your nose to the grindstone. He was always very supportive, very positive. Always checking in, see how my process, how my rehab process was going, how I was improving each and every week. He's just, you know, something he didn't need to do, but he did anyway. And you know, he's been a good player for my dad. He's been a real good person to our family. And he, you know, I hope him the best in his rehab process. You know, he's an inspirational person to me. You know, because he, you know, under recruited, you know, kind of like that. So I can level with him on that. So he, you know, he's a great guy. I love everything he's done for me, and I wish him the best.
Did Tony reach out to you at all, or did you speak with him?
A couple times. He, you know, he's a little bit busier. You know, he's got his deal. You know, doing late night talk TV and all that stuff. But he, you know, he'll occasionally reach out to me and whatnot. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You know, my dad. He talks to my dad all the time. Always asks. So, you know, it's something he doesn't need to do but does. And, you know, it's cool. It's a cool thing for me to know that he reaches out to me sometimes just to give me support, and he was helpful through the rehab process as well.
Great. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.